Hi, this is Kaushik Ranchod here. Want to give you the latest updates on what is happening with DACA. It has just been crazy, so you want to stay tuned to watch this video so you learn how Trump has reacted to the Supreme Court's ruling. This video is for you if you are on DACA, if you want to renew DACA, if you think you might be eligible for DACA, if you want to apply for advanced parole. Stay tuned. All right. On June 18th, 2020, the Supreme Court found that Trump made a mistake in how they rescinded DACA. There was a couple of reasons on the decision, on how the Supreme Court came to that decision. One reason was on the reliance that people had put on DACA. That was part of the opinion, that families relied on DACA, that employers relied on DACA, and the DACA holders themselves. I'm sure if you're a DACA holder, you relied also as well on the fact that that policy was created for you. And then all of a sudden for Trump to be able to pull that away from you doesn't seem too fair. So that was part of the opinion. And then it was also part of that opinion was that it was a technicality that the Trump administration didn't really go through the right process in rescinding it, provide the right reasoning. But the problem that with the Supreme Court's decision is it allowed the Trump administration to come up with a way to remedy the errors that they had made in rescinding DACA. So let's go back to the very beginning of how this all started. Well, in 2017, the Trump administration rescinded DACA. There were lawsuits filed against the administration for rescinding DACA. That caused something called injunctive relief, basically saying, you got to stop. You got to stop this rescission. And what happened was DACA was allowed to move forward in some respects. So basically, people were allowed to renew their DACAs. It ended up all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court just made that decision. After that, after the Supreme Court made that decision, it stopped DACA holders from being removed, and people started to apply for DACA. Then USCIS started to reject DACA applications. So that led to a federal lawsuit, and that lawsuit said that USCIS has to accept DACA. So what is the lay of the land now? Well, on the 28th of July, USCIS completely ignores the federal court and says that they're going to continue to reject DACA applications. Now, they did state that they're going to allow people to renew DACA applications, but they're not going to allow new DACA applications. So what does this mean for you? Well, first of all, it's important to note that legislation is being proposed in Congress to try to remedy this situation, to remedy this unfairness that has been placed upon DACA holders. And 86% of Americans are in favor of you, are in favor of having DACA holders stay in the United States as it should be. If you want to apply for DACA, I would not apply for DACA right now because USCIS says they're going to reject applications. They're defying the federal court. Now, if you want to renew your DACA, it's less than a year, you can renew your DACA at this point in time. If it's been more than a year, you're not allowed to renew DACA at this time, according to the USCIS memo. If you want to apply for advanced parole, USCIS is going to reject advanced paroles. Do not apply for advanced parole. Now, they did have a caveat there that in exceptional circumstances, they're going to allow for advanced parole. And the horrible thing is Trump said a few weeks ago that DACA was going to provide a pathway to citizenship. He told a reporter this. So he is going to come out with an executive order, that's what he says at least, based off merit-based immigration. What is merit-based immigration? Merit-based immigration typically is looking at level of education, whether or not you've committed any crimes, Perhaps it also may look at how long you've been in the United States. It's going to look at all of these. That's typically what merit-based immigration evaluates. The specifics will be laid out in that executive order specifically. So it'll be interesting to see if he keeps his promise that he told the reporter if he's going to have DACA as part of that executive order. I think that what the USCIS is doing right now by not following the court order that was set forth by the federal court, following that decision, makes DHS very ripe for a lawsuit. There could be lawsuits that are filed because USCIS is not following what that court order said. This all is constant change every day. It's disappointing to see this, and as an immigration lawyer, it's just constant change. It's constant change just every day. It's like, I just cannot believe what's happening, and we'll continue to keep you informed. Meanwhile, I want you to know that you are amazing. Thank you for tuning in to this video and doing what you do, and especially all of the struggles that you've been facing with DACA. And just by the fact that you face these struggles, you're amazing for that. Hat off to you. Please smash the like button or comment below. It helps that algorithm, and have an amazing day.